So this is a fundamentally important project. Firstly, it is about the expansion of the university, where the university starts integrating into the communities. The second part is where there is this constant demand for student accommodation, but the university is unable to provide that particular service because there isn't enough student accommodation to go around. So the fundamental importance is that this project signifies new hope for more students to come to the University of the Western Cape that will have a wonderful experience, a wonderful student experience, and also student accommodation that goes along with that. The student experience will certainly be much better for those who are commuting students. So the students at the Unibell residences will walk for less than 100 meters to access the university. So it's very short and it's much safer than the actual commuting from wherever you are to the university. The residences will contain a combination of unit-style bedrooms, which will be at least 4 bedrooms per unit, with its own kitchen facilities and ablution facilities, or it will have hotel-style kind of bedrooms, which is either single bedroom or double bedroom, with communal ablution facilities. There's also provision made for hangout spaces, communal kitchen facilities, laundry facilities, gymnasium, TV rooms, study facilities, and on and on.
I think it's always nice to open something like this and finally get to the point where we're moving to ground. And what you would have seen from some of the footage today is it's not a ceremony where we open a project and for another year or two there's nothing ongoing. You'll see that all the infrastructure has already been installed. You'll see the equipment running around, the foundations going in on the first sections. And I think we as Calgary pride ourselves to not launching something to be developed, but launching something that's under development. If you look at months and years, I think there's a lot of people that needs to have a lot of thanks through this. First University and all their staff and management team, of course, including Mr. Regal, done a lot of work to get this development where it is today. I think Department Human Settlement, Western Cape, government has done a lot. This is land we developed in partnership with them. We as Calgary today have invested over R1 billion already in the project, alongside Western Cape government investing more than 350 million rand. So I think this is a big day for a lot of people. You'll see that there's already more than 1,400 units on this site being occupied. Anything from fully subsidized military veteran freestanding houses up to houses in excess of 500,000 rand. And if you look at where this development is going to, there will be social housing, there will be fully subsidized housing, and there will be literally affordable and FLISP housing, which is that Finance Links individual subsidy program government instituted. And the whole idea behind that was to create affordability up to houses of above R1 million, truly integrating. And I think I said earlier, speaking to Mr. Regal, this will be an area with quite a vibe to it. If you don't move into this area if you want a quiet lifestyle, you move into this area because you're young, you're a young professional, you want a job, you have a job, and you want to help assist us in developing South Africa. And if you look not only at the student housing, but also at more than 400 other units being developed, the reality is that this is going to construction site with more than 600-700 million of construction activity ongoing within the next 2 to 3 months. So I think that, especially now, post-COVID, to a point where job creation is so important, it's quite a big thing for South Africa, not only for Calgary, not only for the university, and not only for the local provincial government.
Greetings, my name is Sasha D. Douglas. I am the UWC SRC President, and on behalf of the SRC, we just want to take a moment to reflect on and acknowledge the development of a new student accommodation for UWC students. The university, through its partnership with the Department of Higher Education and Training and a private developer, is in the process of building a new accommodation which will increase our bed spaces by 2,700. This development is incredibly important for the students of UWC because historically the institution have only been able to accommodate 3,300 of the student populace, which amounts to less than 15%. We must always bear in mind that the material conditions of our students have a direct impact on our academic progress. It is therefore important to ensure that students are given access to accommodation that is conducive for living and learning, accommodations that is safe, accommodations that are equipped with all the resources we need for us to make the necessary academic progress, and also accommodation that is affordable for the students of this institution. The SRC, since the commencement of our term of office, have consistently spoken on the importance of increasing bed spaces in this institution. It is equally important to note that this accommodation being built is the result of years of students' cries. It is the result of the UWC students taking initiative and consistently over an extended period of time demanding that UWC increases its bed spaces. We wish to also highlight that as an SRC, or the SRC that will be in office by the time this accommodation has been completed, we have a responsibility to ensure that that does not become a space that is exclusionary, anti-poor, or seek to exploit any of our students. And moving forward, we must all make sure that we ensure that that space speaks directly to exactly what our students need. As I conclude, I once again wish to say that we hope that this progress will be as speedy, timely, and progressive as we need it to be, and we look forward to seeing the impact, the positive impact that it will have on the students of this institution.
Members of the university community, developers and any members of the Department of Higher Education and Training, the Department of Human Settlements, the City of Cape Town, and other arms of government that might be joining us virtually today. Today is a day of great celebration and meaning for us. Today we mark the Sod-Turning of one of the most important infrastructure projects that we have embarked on since I became rector of UWC. It's such a pity then that we are not together to witness this landmark event for our university. This Sod-Turning ceremony is the culmination of many years of tireless work by many within the university who understood the importance of providing our students with safe and affordable accommodation. It has been a long time in the making, but unfortunately as a university, we had very little control over external events that impacted on the timely commencement of this project. And while the subject of student accommodation is one that is shared by many universities across South Africa, here in Bellville, it has been a passionate and vital project for us. Because we know how far many of our students have to travel to attend university, and how at the beginning of each year, many are left in a quandary about where they will live for the academic year. Our university has just not been able to keep pace with the growth in our student numbers. And while we would have liked to have started this project much earlier, it has taken years of careful negotiation and land purchases to find the right site for the residents. But here we are today, and it is an immensely proud day for me and those who have worked so hard to get to this moment. With this Sod-Turning, we are embarking on the building of the 2,700 bed Unibell accommodation for our students. Once the residence is done, students will benefit from a beautiful new building that is a short and safe walk to campus. Furthermore, we hope that the residence will be the first of many developments on the other side of the railway line. Importantly though, the building speaks to several of our key concerns in the current institutional operating plan, namely the construction of new student accommodation and our desire to be an anchor institute in this region. We believe investing in the Greater Bellville area will have many positive results, like greater economic stimulation and real and meaningful engagement with local communities. We have already seen evidence of this with the refurbishment of the Faculty of Community and Health Sciences building in the Bellville CBD. Finally, I would like to single out the work of our institutional planner, Mr. Larry Pokpas, and the Executive Director of Finance, Mr. Mani Regal, who have over the course of many years sat down with officials from the Department of Higher Education, Science and Innovation, and players from both the national and the provincial government. We thank them for helping get us to this point. I'm looking forward to seeing how this building rises from the ground, and one day when our first cohort of students move in. Thank you.
It's my great pleasure to say a few words on behalf of the Department of Higher Education and Training on this momentous occasion, the virtual Sod-Turning of the Unibell residents at the University of the Western Cape. This marks the culmination of a long process and major efforts by a range of actors, and most notably by the university's leadership. This ceremony is significant, not only because it is taking place virtually, which is a first, but also because it demonstrates how universities can partner with the department, development finance institutions, and others to ensure the provision of quality student housing. Student accommodation has been identified as a priority for all our public universities and TVET colleges. The provision of accessible, decent, safe, and academically conducive student accommodation is of great importance to the quality of higher education and the success of our students, especially those from rural and poor backgrounds. Some of you will be familiar with the ministerial review on student housing at universities, which was officially launched in February 2012. It provided a comprehensive view of the shortage of student housing and condition of student housing at every university and every university campus. The review was an eye-opener, not only for the department, for government as a whole, but also for our universities, our government oversight structures, and society as a whole. Since the publication of the report, the department has been working with institutions to improve the conditions of university residences and to assist institutions to develop new student accommodation. It was soon recognized that the shortage of conducive student housing would not be solved through small-scale projects funded by the department and institutions themselves, and that a new approach was needed. This led the Minister to establish the Student Housing Infrastructure Program, or SHIP as it has become known, in 2016. The SHIP supports institutions to develop fundable, large-scale student housing projects. It aims to support the development of 300,000 new student housing beds for our post-school education and training system over the next 10 years. To achieve this, the department partnered with the Development Bank of South Africa, National Treasury, and the European Union's Infrastructure Investment Programme for South Africa, called IPSA, to address the student housing challenge and to catalyse private party investment into the sector. The Unibell student residence, which we are turning the sod for virtually through this ceremony, is one of the fruits of this partnership. UWC was chosen as one of 6 pilot institutions for the SHIP in 2016. IPSA funded the feasibility study for the project, and while there was a delay in getting the project off the ground due to some challenges with various land parcels, these issues have been resolved, and it is with great delight and excitement that we see the project to develop an additional 2,700 beds at UWC come into being. The positioning of this student residence village close to the university campus and within the precinct of a broader Western Cape social housing and community development is of great importance to the university, its students, the community and the country. The Minister of Higher Education and Training fully supports the Unibell development and has approved the university's request to enter into a loan agreement with the DBSA in terms of the Higher Education Act. This student housing development represents a major infrastructure investment in the precinct. I'm pleased to say that the department has contributed a total of 235 million rand towards this in the form of infrastructure and efficiency grants to UWC. Once the Unibell student accommodation project is completed, the university will have student housing capacity of 7,105 beds. The department is very proud to have been part of this process and to have walked the road with the university in securing the land and the funds to implement the project, and looks forward to the continued partnership to ensure its successful completion. Congratulations to the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Tyrone Pretorius, and his team for staying the course and their passionate commitment to this large-scale student housing development to serve the university's students and its community. Thank you.
Good day, my name is Tisha Simmers, Western Cape Provincial Minister of Human Settlements. Today's Sod-Turning marks an important step in the Belair CBD project. From the outset, the aim of this project was to demonstrate what an integrated mixed-use development could look like. This is so, as this development consists of various types of residential units, which includes social housing, FLISP units, subsidized housing units for military veterans, and today we are commencing with student accommodation. The Sod-Turning is a critical step, particularly since the development is surrounded by two of Cape Town's biggest tertiary institutions, namely the University of the Western Cape and the Cape Peninsula University of Technology, its Bellville campus. There are also smaller colleges within the vicinity of this development. I'd like to thank all stakeholders for making this day possible and also encourage the contractor to ensure that the high standard we've already seen in this project is maintained. I'm looking forward to returning to this development at the beginning of 2022 to hand over the first of these student units to deserving students. As the Western Cape Government, we remain committed to accelerating human settlements delivery while promoting social inclusion through the development of integrated, resilient, safe and sustainable human settlements in an open opportunity society.
Greetings everyone from the Division for Student Development and Support. It gives me great joy to be part of this special occasion and to witness this project come to fruition. As we know, universities across the sector are grappling with inadequate student housing as the demand continues to outweigh the supply. And as some research has shown, being able to accommodate students on campus or in the surrounding areas in safe spaces conducive to living and learning contributes greatly to many of our students' academic performance, success, and well-being. This Sod-Turning event is a major milestone that goes a long way in not just providing more bed spaces for our students, but also in adding value to our quest for adequate, quality, affordable, safe and conducive student housing. As we embark on this project with its unique public-private partnership that includes the Department of Higher Education and Training, UWC and a private developer, let us continue to build on what we have been able to achieve in this regard and work towards even greater breakthroughs in our endeavors to transform and diversify partnership models for provision of affordable, quality, safe and conducive accommodation to students. We look forward to the speedy completion of the 2 phases of this project and to expanding our resident support programs for student academic success across all our residencies. Thank you to the DHT and our partners for embarking on this journey with us. The chronic shortage of accommodation for students will not be over soon. So we are very grateful for the support and we look forward to more similar collective efforts.
The City of Cape Town welcomes the commencement of the construction of accommodation for more than 2,700 students, which is part of a larger social housing project between the Western Cape Government and the Calgro M3 Group. The city is proud to have contributed bulk services via a USDG grant. The Beller CBD is taking another step towards becoming a center of opportunity and world-class education.
Thank you all for participating in the University of the Western Cape Unibell 2,700 student accommodation bed most extraordinary virtual Sod-Turning ceremony. I want to thank all the speakers who has addressed us. I want to thank all the staff, our students, our stakeholders, our business partners, and our governance structures for all the hard work that has taken place that has led us to this milestone. Thank you again for participating in this most extraordinary virtual Sod-Turning event, and we invite you to join UWC on this incredible journey. Thank you.